Jade Cargill has exposed this about WWE Backstage and the feeling about something in which I don't think a lot of other people would have come out and talked about, but leave it up to Jade in the middle of a controversy once again, whether it's because of her own career or the things that she says, or just, facts, actual things that people believe within the company. Because there's been so many times where fans, they want a peek behind the curtain. Right? And WWE, Netflix, they teamed up to give you exactly that. You want backstage drama? Well, that's where WWE is going to deliver. They are going to give it to you with the Unreal series. With Jade Cargill, her whole career in pro wrestling has essentially been on display. It's been in front of our eyes. I'm not just talking about television wise, I'm talking about behind the scenes as well, from her decision to jump from AEW to WWE, from her impactful AEW debut to all of the things that she's been able to accomplish in WWE and behind the scenes, especially when she was written off of television last fall, and they did a whodunit type angle where she was laid out in the backstage parking lot. Oh my gosh, who did it? And it turned out to be Naomi. Yep, it was Naomi. She took out Jade Cargill. Okay, well, in all reality, the real reason is because Jade Cargill was dealing with a serious neck injury, something in which she's going to have to get surgery for at a later date. Now, when it comes to a controversy, let's talk about Evolution. Now, Evolution was an event that WWE hosted in 2018 because at the time, women were not allowed to go and work Crown Jewel, aka Saudi Arabia shows, due to their culture over there. So WWE, after dealing with the backlash of the first go around, their second event, they said, you know what, we'll hold an all women's pay-per-view event. They just brought it back earlier this year, and at that show, it was Jade Cargill going up against Naomi. Bianca Belair was a special guest referee. It was a big-time match, a big-time moment for both athletes. They had a no-holds-barred match, in fact. And while appearing on the Babyfaces podcast, Jade Cargill admitted that talents even thought that there was a chance that the event could not happen because of the crowd. They were concerned that fans were not going to show up. And they were concerned with how many fans would show up. This is what she had to say. I had a great time. The crowd was electric. I think we didn't even think that many people were going to come out for that show because the storylines weren't really there. But the fact that the crowd showed up for us was amazing. The fact that we were able to deliver and people want more. I know it's something that's going to happen and be a yearly PLE. Okay, two things. Let's talk about it. Number one, the crowd being electric. They were. It was a very, very good crowd. Her talking about how she not only thought this, but the locker room thought this, that, hey, fans may not turn out for this. They may not show up. Like, what are we going to do? I think that's a realistic thing because going into this show, there was not a lot of buzz. There was not a lot of hype. And the reason for that was WWE, they were plugging and promoting and building and creating all this hype around so many different shows. And Evolution was just kind of there, right? And so when you have that, it's very difficult to put all of your focus, if you are a consumer, on one show when you have multiple, right? Because if you recall, it was the weekend where they had SmackDown Friday night, they had a PLE Saturday, and then they had Evolution on Sunday. Okay? So you have to manage your expectations, you have to manage your time, you have to manage your money. And yes, it was difficult. The attention was not on Evolution, it was on the actual PLE the day before. And that sucks because people have been calling for Evolution to happen for so long. People have been wanting and waiting to see when this event would play out yet again. And WWE, they would not give it to us. Despite the fact that there was a demand, despite the fact that the women's division in WWE is absolutely loaded these days, WWE decided, nope, we're going to hit that can down the road. Nope, we're not going to do it. Nope. And that impacted the product. What do I mean by that? Because when you have a product that is white hot enough to generate legitimate interest from your fan base and you do not give it to them, that's a problem. WWE's women's division, whether it's on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, is in the best state that it's ever been in. WWE needs to take a hold of that. They need to take advantage of that, yet they won't do it. Finally, 2025 happens. Finally, we get it. Let's talk about the other thing. Her saying it needs to be a yearly pay-per-view event. Do I think WWE every year should bring out Evolution? Wheel it on out. Yeah, I do. I think they should do it, but do it in the right way. It doesn't have to be every October. It could be throughout the year. But I think there is a place for an all-women show. And I think you can build it up as being like a WrestleMania type worthy show, but for women. You can bring back legends. You can have Raw and SmackDown, the NXT stars, commingle and work. And you can also, since WWE is partnering up with all these different promotions, whether it's AAA, whether it's TNA, whatever, you can have GCW, you can bring in outside talent and have them coerce. So it really does feel like a big time show, right? You could do it. Do I think that they'll do a yearly pay-per-view event? No, I don't. Triple H just talked about how, well, we'll see kind of thing with Ass coming out as a show. There's been no concrete reports that WWE is going to be doing this next year. There's no concrete reports that WWE is going to be doing this on a yearly basis. So everything's just kind of up in the air. Everything's unknown. Typical WWE in that aspect, right? They want to take women's wrestling seriously, but it's not as serious as everyone else would like it to be. Yet, that's just what they do. So I think going forward, you have to look at, okay, WWE is doing what they got to do right now, and we'll see. Regardless, if WWE holds another major women's show, if WWE holds another Evolution show, you best believe your girl Jade Cargill is going to be on that card, right? And doing so in probably a high role and a high match placement on that show. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out and what the future holds.